Hello everyone, I am Manali Rehamwala, Assistant Professor from LJ Institute of Physiotherapy. Today I am going to talk about pneumonectomy. It is a part of syllabus for final year physiotherapy students of Gujarat University and the subject is physiotherapy in cardiopulmonary conditions. Pneumonectomy is one of the type of lung surgeries. We are going to see the definition, indication, complications and physiotherapy in detail about pneumonectomy. So let's see first the definition. Pneumonectomy is removal of an entire lung. Resulting cavity is reduced by lateral shift of the trachea and heart and upward shift of the diaphragm and collection of fluid and fibrin inside the cavity. A radical pneumonectomy includes excision of the mediastinal glands with dissection from chest wall or pericardium. So, in this operation, part of the chest wall may have to be removed to get access inside. The incision used is posterolateral thoracotomy, which is done with the patient in side-lying position with the hand upward, which is shown in the figure. In first figure, we can see the line of incision of posterolateral thoracotomy, and the whichever the muscles around here comes in way needs to be cut. Then we can reach up to the lung. Indication for pneumonectomy are carcinoma, bronchiectasis, tuberculosis. Complications. Apart from routine surgical complications like lung infection, wound infection, sometimes even deep vein thrombosis and other circulatory complications, here are some of the complications which are specifically seen in a case of pneumonectomy, which are paralysis of the diaphragm, due to unavoidable damage to the phrenic nerve, inability to approximate vocal cords due to damage to the laryngeal nerve. Both of these complications leads to impaired respiration and coughing. Next is bronchopleural fistula, which is seen in a case just after surgery. Usually 3 or 4 days after surgery we made the signs and symptoms of bronchopleural fistula, which is due to the breakdown of stump of bronchus, and fluid within the cavity may get invaded into the next another sound lung. So because of that there is bronchopleural fistula, which can be prevented by the positioning just after operation, which is the role of physiotherapist to prevent it. Next is scoliosis, which is a complication occur due to reduction of intercostal space on the side of operation. Let's see the physiotherapy, which is very important part after and before operation of any lung surgeries. So pre-operative physiotherapy, first we need to know the aims of it. In pre-operative physiotherapy, aim is to gain patient's confidence first of all, then clear lung fields, teach expiratory respiratory control and inspiratory holding, teach postural awareness. We need to teach arm, trunk and leg exercises to maintain its mobility, and teach mobility above bed so that patient can do it after post-operatively also. So if we see the physiotherapy management in detail, first we have to gain patient's confidence. We need to explain the patient aim of physiotherapy, especially post-operative physiotherapy, which is going to make patient to become more independent as fast as possible. Next is we need to answer patient's question, which helps to allay some of the fear of the operation. We need to advise him whatever the requirements for post-operative physiotherapy, as well as how he can get into his normal routine as fast as possible that can be answered. We need to teach exercise to be done post-operatively. So after operation, patient can learn the things very easily if it is being once taught pre-operatively. Clearing lung fields. We need to advise patient to stop smoking at all. Next is to clear secretion from sound lung. We need to give postural drainage position with shaking, clapping, vibration techniques, etc., so that we can prevent infection of the sound lung, and post-operatively patient's oxygen level can also be maintained if the sound lung is normally functioning. Next is we need to teach him huffing technique. Huffing technique creates less pressure inside the lung. Especially after surgery, patient may be feeling pain at the site of incision, and because of wound healing also we would avoid making him to do cuffing vigorously. So that we need to teach him huffing technique. In a figure we can see a child who is using a mouthpiece to prevent glottis closed so that it gives a feedback of huffing and patient can do easily it. We also need to teach him how to support wound post-operatively, where he'll get the incision and how he can support by placing his hand, making it such a way that incision should not move during any kind of force expiratory techniques. We need to teach him respiratory control, which may include inspiratory exercises of the sound lung with inspiratory holding. How we can do this exercise? We can see here a method. We have to ask the patient to take a deep breath in, then he has to hold. After that we have to again tell him to breathe in a little further, followed by hold, and lastly he has to breathe out gently. We can also ask the patient to use incentive spirometers for bar feedback of inspiratory holding technique. Here are the incentive spirometry. Even incentive spirometry gives an idea to the patient whatever the amount he used to take or breathe through it pre-operatively as well as post-operatively. Here are the references for post-operative physiotherapy management. Do watch my next video. Thank you.